Filterless versus filter air purifiers. If you are confused about which one to get, or you just need more information before choosing between a filterless or filter air purifier, then keep watching. In this video, we are going to show you everything you need to know to make a choice between the two. In summary, when looking at filter versus filterless air purifiers, neither is better than the other. Inasmuch as filterless air purifiers can generally cover a greater room area than filter purifiers, the decision between the two largely depends on the scenario in which air contaminants need to be eliminated. Let's look at filterless air purifiers in more detail. As you might have observed, filterless air purifiers come in different shapes and sizes. You can get a portable one to use on the go or one to use indoors. Filterless air purifiers work in two ways. They either emit ions or chemicals into the air which react with and neutralize airborne contaminants, or they extract airborne contaminants into the core of a device, whereby these contaminants are incinerated or neutralized. The main types of filterless air purifiers include ionic, photocatalytic oxidation, ozone, and ultraviolet light air purifiers. Out of these, the main ones you are likely to come across are the ionic and photocatalytic oxidation air purifiers. Comparing the various filterless purifiers, photocatalytic oxidation air purifiers are as good as it gets when it comes to filterless air purifiers. They are able to destroy particles as small as 0.001 microns, and this includes pretty much all types of air contaminants including odor-causing chemicals. As for filter-based air purifiers, the way they work is much simpler and straightforward when compared to filterless air purifiers. They all have some kind of fan that sucks polluted air into their core through some kind of material that prevents airborne contaminants from passing through. This material traps contaminants that have been sucked out of the air by the fan within the air purifier. Once air passes through the core of the device, it comes out of the air purifier filtered and cleaner than when it went in. The main types of filter-based purifiers include HEPA air purifiers, activated carbon air purifiers, and electret air purifiers. So, now that you understand how filter and filterless air purifiers work and differ, do you know which one is better for you? Well, there are 8 key situational factors that will help you confidently determine this. They include what contaminants you want to remove from the air in your house, your room size and location of your air purifier, how often you are willing to maintain your air purifier, the level of noise you can tolerate, the energy consumption level of your device, your tolerance to byproducts of air purification, your need for style and design, and finally, the price you are willing to pay. Out of these factors, in this video, we will only focus on what contaminants you want to remove. With regards to what contaminants you want to remove from the air in your house, this is probably the make or break factor when choosing between filter and filterless air purifiers. You could be trying to get rid of pet dander, dust or traffic pollution from your air, or trying to address smoke and odors, or simply airborne germs and bacteria. If your challenge is specifically contaminants like pet dander, pollen, or dust, then a filter air purifier and more particularly, a true HEPA purifier would do the job for you. If you also want to get rid of odors, beyond and above airborne particulates, you can also consider a true HEPA purifier, but it has to be combined with an activated carbon filter. HEPA air purifiers are recommended for getting rid of air pollutants that cause allergies and asthma, and they are accordingly used in hospitals and airplanes. Ionic air purifiers are also used in hospitals as they deal well with viruses and bacteria. Unlike HEPA purifiers, they are just not as good in dealing with pollen and dust, and their effectiveness in removing pollutants quickly wears off as contaminants increasingly attach to their metal plates. Lastly, they are also poor at dealing with odors. Now, if your worry is removing every single pollutant you possibly can from your indoor air, then the best approach is to get a photocatalytic oxidation air purifier. Photocatalytic oxidation purifiers will remove all contaminants in the air of up to 0.001 microns. This is quite stark when compared to 0.3 microns by ionic air purifiers, and 0.1 microns by HEPA purifiers. However, the catch is that these devices come in at considerably higher prices. So taking account of what the various filter and filterless air purifiers remove, I would suggest going for a HEPA purifier if your problem is mainly pet dander, pollen, dust, or traffic pollution and you don't really care about odors. If you are concerned about bacteria and influenza, then you can consider an ionic air purifier. Finally, if you want totally clean air and an all-round solution to purify your indoor air, only then should you go for a filterless photocatalytic oxidation air purifier. Our final thoughts are, go with a true HEPA purifier combined with an activated carbon filter for a solution that gets rid of both odors and particulates at a lower initial cost. An activated carbon HEPA air purifier will give you greater long-term performance than a filterless ionic purifier. But, if you are not on a budget, definitely go for a good filterless photocatalytic oxidation air purifier. So in conclusion, in the case of removing air contaminants, filter air purifiers are better than filterless air purifiers if you need a reasonably priced device, but when money is not a factor, then filterless technology is the way to go. With that said, on the basis of what they can get rid of, now you know whether to go for a filterless or a filter-based air purifier. If you want to know which one between the two types of air purifiers to go for based on the other 7 reasons we did not discuss in this video, follow the link in the video description to our blog article to learn more.